Hello my dear friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this video we will be knowing 10 questions from teaching aptitude, and all these questions came in PGT exam in 2023 recruitment. So stay connected with this video till the end, because we will be knowing all the questions with a detailed explanation. So here is the question number first question, that is 41. And let me tell you once again, these questions are the previous year's question, 2023 PGT exam. First question is, which one of the following is not a characteristic of teacher centric approach? So which one of the following is not a characteristic of teacher centric approach? So let me tell you, approaches are of two types mainly: teacher centric approach and student centric approach. Teacher centric approach, that is where teacher is the supreme, one sort of authoritative approach you can say. So teacher centric approach focuses on the teacher's control and transmission of knowledge. Here teacher is all in one. No one can what I can say, have one sort of good interaction. Here teacher whatever will be said, that is the final one. So in teacher centric approach, courses prescribed can be completed in time. Yes. Second, large sized classes are handled very well. Obviously, unfamiliar or abstract concepts are directly explained by the teacher. And fourth one is, enough scope for discussion and debate is available. So this is not the characteristic of teacher centric approach, because discussion, debate, these all are the characteristics of child centric approach, what is called andragogical approach, while teacher centric approach is called pedagogical approach. So now the right answer is option number D, that is enough scope for discussion and debate. So discussion and debate, the part of student centric approach, where students are given priority. Okay, question number 2, that is 42. Question number 2 is, if the students are not taking interest in their studies, the teacher should dash. So teachers should find out the causes for lack of interest and take corrective measures. Ask them as to why they are not taking interest in their studies. Tell them that taking interest would lead to good results. File a complaint with principal and parents. Now let me tell you, as a teacher, you should have a patience and positive attitude towards children. No derogatory remark, no punishment. Okay, no wrong comments. Okay, no negative attitude. You should have positive attitude. So making a complaint, then giving a lecture on being not interested, or just asking them to take an interest, these are not the matters that will work effectively. So you have to know the root cause, that why the students are lacking interest in their study. Maybe students familial background, maybe students mental aspects, or maybe the problem lies in the way you are teaching, your teaching methodologies, maybe revised teaching tactics, everything. So your answer is, find out causes for lack of interest and take corrective measures. Next question is, what should not be a role of a teacher in construction of knowledge by the students? By students, construction, here is the concept of constructivism. So what is constructivism? Constructivism emphasizes self reflection, active learning, collaboration, and contextual understanding. So self constructivism focuses on students self reflection, self learning. So now the question is that, what should not be a role of a teacher in construction of knowledge? Discouraging self analysis and self assessment, being sensitive to the previous experience. Okay, supporting cooperative and collaborative learning, obviously focusing on realistic approaches to solve the real problem. Yes, so the first one is not the right one, that is discouraging. You cannot discourage the student for self analysis or self assessment. You have to encourage, because in constructivism or child centric approach, a teacher is a merely facilitator, or you can say just a guide. Okay, So next question is, which one of the following is not associated with unit test? So unit test is a teacher made small scale tests designed for a single unit or topic. This is not for the large scale of test. So now question is that which of the following is not associated with unit test, with a unit test? Used for remedial purpose, obviously correct. Confined to limited number of competencies, yes. Totally controlled by the teacher, yes. So standardized achievement test, this is not a part of unit test. Standardized achievement test is a large scale test and it is accredited by external agencies. Now fifth question is, which characteristic does not belong to adolescence age? So first let me tell you, adolescence age, adolescents do form peer groups and show emotions and loyalty. They love making groups, they love staying in a group, and they suffer from identity crisis. Their age is called stress and storm. So highly critical of evil, social evils and injustice, that is not their business. So this is the part of adulthood or later maturity. So this is not the characteristic of an adolescent. Okay. So now next question is, the assure model of integration of ICT in the learning process has the components. So first try to know what is assure model. Assure model is a systematic organized way of integrating ICT in the learning. What is the full form? Assure is the acronym where A stands for analyze learners, A stands for state objectives, second time S stands for select methods, media and materials, U stands for utilize media and materials, R stands for require learner participation, E stands for evaluate and revise. If you know the meaning of this ASSURE, now you can easily solve this one. The question is that which is not the SCR model of integration of ICT in the learning process has the components. First one is analyze learners, state the objectives, select the media and the materials and evaluate. So this is the right one. Now next question is, effective teaching by and large is a function of. Effective teaching is a function of teacher's honesty. No, teacher may be honest or scholarly or having positive attitude or negative attitude towards the teaching, that play outside, or that play the secondary part. What plays the pivotal part is your ability to deliver the letter and deliver the topic, your capability to make the student understood about the topic you are delivering in the classroom. So it is purely depending on teachers ability. So teachers ability to make students learn, here lies the effectiveness of teaching. Next question is, what is not an advantage of discovery method? What is discovery method? Discovery method, Bruner's approach, is a learner centric and inquiry based, suitable for older students capable of reasoning. So it is for the older students who are capable of reasoning. Okay, not for very young or lower class students. Now question is that what is not an advantage of discovery method? It develops self-confidence and self-reliance. Yes, correct. This method is suitable for the students of lower classes. So this is not for the lower classes, this is for the older students who are capable of reasoning. So remember, option number 2, second option is not the correct one. Next question is, Mohan can now think in terms of propositions and deal with proposition instead of objects. So now Mohan can think not of the object, instead of object. Okay, propositional substitute. Okay, he deals with some total of possibilities rather than empirical situation. He takes final steps towards versatility in thought. Mohan is at which stage of Piaget's models? So you have read the Piaget's models. So just come back to this Piaget's model, cognitive stages. There are 4 cognitive stages. Sequentially it is written here. Sensory motor stage, that is 0 to 2 years object permanence. Second one is pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years, symbolic thinking. These are the keywords. Third one is concrete operational, 7 to 11 years, logical thinking with tangible objects. Tangible means visible objects. Fourth one is formal operational, 12 plus, abstract, hypothetical, and propositional reasoning matches one description. So here, in this context, there was the propositional substitute or propositional reasoning. So here the last one, that is formal operational stage. Mohan is at this formal operational stage. So we have also the last question. Last question is that which of the following is not an example of assessment of learning? So what is assessment of learning? Assessment of learning, one sort of summative learning. Okay, so assessment of learning, this is not an example of which one, which of the following is not an example of assessment of learning? Anecdotal records, annual examination, assessment of homework, scholarly examination. So scholarly examination, this is not a part of assessment of learning, because scholarly exams are competitive and not for learning progress. Not, that's why this is not an example. So stay connected with this YouTube channel, and we will come with another 10 questions, and that should be previous question from for TGT last year. Thank you.